Yeah.
Yes, today is January 27th, and on January 27th, 1945, the Soviet Union entered the death camp of Auschwitz and liberated it, which has been designated by the United Nations as International Holocaust Remembrance Day. The purpose of the exhibit tonight, the purpose of the International Remembrance Day for the Holocaust is to never forget and really put the word out to everybody, regardless of age, that we need to stop all the hatred, bigotry, prevent genocides that currently are going on in countries like Darfur, and to prevent future genocides from happening. The author that's going to be here tonight is Dr. Ann Weiss, and she wrote the book, The Last Album. They had discovered a few years back over 2,000 photos, which were pre-Holocaust photos. So students will get to have a glimpse of what happened and what people's lives were like before the actual Holocaust happened.
At this time, we will be introducing Dr. Ann Weiss, and before we bring her up to speak with us, I need to introduce Maureen Carter, who will actually introduce her. Just a few things about Maureen. Maureen is the K-12 Holocaust Study Program Planner Administrator for the School District of Palm Beach County. Florida is one of 5 states that has mandated the teaching of the Holocaust in K-12 classroom and is on the cutting edge of that education. Maureen has been an educator for 20 years and has participated in many Holocaust education seminars, including the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, teacher workshops, Yad Vashem, ADL, and Centropa. Maureen Carter's passion and commitment is to Holocaust education and to teach students to have a moral, ethical guide to their lives. Maureen Carter.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? I'd like to welcome you all. The choir was absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much for that beautiful performance. I'd like to introduce Dr. Ann Weiss, who is a very special, extraordinary person. For over the past week or so, I've gotten to know Ann even better than I've known her before. And she's an intense, passionate storyteller who you will get to know in a few minutes. Her parents were survivors of the Holocaust, and the stories that she tells will inspire you to teach our children to understand what happened so that this will never happen again. And I know that we constantly say this will never happen again, and it does continue to happen, but we have to keep trying, and we have to keep hoping that their lives will have a better future. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Dr. Ann Weiss.
It's such a great, not only a great honor, but such a great joy to be here. A lot of speakers say that, and I'm sure they mean it, but I truly don't think anybody could mean it more than I do. The people I've met here in this past week, and I don't mean to suggest I haven't worked with wonderful people in wonderful facilities, museums, universities. Usually it's a museum where the photos are exhibited or a university gallery. Never, ever has it been in a public high school or a high school. I'd like to single out a few people in particular, starting with Maureen. Maureen Marullo Carter is a visionary, and she's an educator who not only doesn't stop, even if something seems impossible, it's just a challenge to be overcome. And it's because of Maureen and insight that I'm here, and I'm so grateful. Daryl Schwartz, who you met a few minutes ago, is not only a dedicated high school teacher, history teacher, he never stops giving to his students, to anybody who needs help. He's there. And as far as I know, this high school beginning collection of Holocaust material is unique in the whole country. It's been such a privilege to work with you, Darryl. And I've had, both today when I was doing teaching to a number, well, hundreds of your students, and throughout the course of last week and this week, as I've had one-on-one interactions with the students here, I have taught in a number of schools as a special guest, and I've met lovely, lovely students. But high school students aren't exactly known for reaching out to a stranger to inquire, do you need any help? This hasn't happened here once. It hasn't happened here twice. It's happened here as a matter of course. So no matter what school I've ever been in, or how nice those kids might have been, these students right here at Royal Palm are distinguished in my mind and in my heart, because I've never seen students this kind to one another and this kind to a complete stranger like me. But something like, this is a school culture, something like this doesn't happen from nothing. And in fact, like in politics, like in corporations, the person at the top determines a cultural ethic. And the ethos here of kindness, much more than just civility, going beyond what's even required to make people feel we're part of something together. I attribute a great deal, not to take anything away from any other individual, but I attribute a great deal to the person at the helm. Your principal, Jesus Armas, is truly like no principal I have ever met anywhere in the country. And I've met fine ones. He knows that every kid deserves a chance. And even when sometimes it's a little hard to see beyond the exterior, he goes right to the depth and goes to the heart of who that student is. And even when sometimes a kid doesn't believe in him or herself, Jesus does and helps that kid find the place of courage to take a step in the right direction. I have been so inspired. And many people who are in charge of schools, they stay in their office cloistered and use others to keep the public away. This principal steps out of the office, and I swear, together with Darryl Schwartz, he was the co-creator of how this exhibition came to be in this way, on these panels. Every detail, there was attention to detail, and most of all, attention to heart. I wonder if you would come up for just a moment, because not only do I want to hug you, I'd like to make a presentation to the school before we begin. This is a copy of my book, and we have some extra copies for those of you who would like me to inscribe it to you. But I'd like this to be a gift to your school, not only with my respect and with my gratitude, but I know this sounds a little strange, but with my love. I just love it here in a school that is unparalleled. Thank you.